None of my characters would give any good breakup advice. They're all so full of pain. Hello, I'm Jamie Campbell Bower, and we are behind the scenes in my Rolling Stone UK publishing.
Which of your characters would be most helpful in a zombie apocalypse?
I think that the most helpful character that I have played who would be useful in a zombie apocalypse would be Vecna, purely because he's just huge and is part zombie already. So maybe he'd fit in. How would I fare in a zombie apocalypse? I'd like to think I would fare quite well in a zombie apocalypse. I'm quite a fan of disaster movies, so I've always thought about where I would go and what I would do, and I have some friends who have some houses in the deep countryside, and I think I'd probably go there. If they'd let me in or not is up to them. But yeah, I think I'd like to fare okay.
Which of your characters would you start a band with?
I would start a band with Christopher Marlowe, who was a character that I played in a television series called Will, which was written by Craig Pearce, and Craig has worked a lot with Baz Luhrmann. And Marlowe was always very rock and roll in our depiction of him anyway, so I feel like Christopher Marlowe would be the perfect choice to start a band. The genre would be Baroque chamber music, and I would play the harpsichord.
Which of your characters would have the best music playlist?
The character that would have the best music playlist would be Vecna, for sure. Purely because music was such a huge part of creating that character for me. And I've used music before for characters, but certainly not as much as I used it for Vecna. And it became a real grounding point, both in the preparation, off stage, and also on stage getting ready, and prior to takes as well. So Vecna has the darkest, baddest playlist for sure. Or Skiff, who was a character I played in Thomas and Friends, which is Thomas the Tank Engine. What music I listen to play Vecna? I use a lot of heavier music. I mean, I used to play heavier music, and so it's always kind of been in my blood, but I went to artists like Sun O and Frail, who we were listening to earlier, artists in that similar vein, artists like Darker, Chelsea Wolfe, Norma Jean, sort of the heavier and more earthy, the better, is what I was leaning into for that. Pump It Up by Joe Budden is on there for Vecna's playlist now. Translational, Anna by Norma Jean, anything by Sunno, as I already mentioned. Maybe something from Nick Cave's Murder Ballads at some point, I don't know. Anything from the last two Architects albums would be on there. But Norma Jean was the one that I would always use, and Anna was a particular song that I would always use before I would walk on set. And I feel like I'm now telling how the sausage is made. That is what I would use. It's funny, the strangest thing on my playlist, probably Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus. It was a song that or The Climb. I love the song The Climb by Miley Cyrus. It was a song that I came to whilst I was working on, it came out at the same time I was working on Twilight, the second one. And it's just a really emotional song. So I love that song. It's a beautiful song.
Which character would be the best shopping companion?
The best shopping companion, it's a toss-up between two. It's a toss-up between Caius from Twilight, purely because of capes and suits. Who doesn't love a cape? But also Marlowe. Marlowe, when we played him, and the costumes that were made for him were so extra and sparkly and beautiful. Stolen. My personal style is just stolen goods.
Which character would be the most useful in a heist?
The most useful character in a heist would either be Anthony Hope, because he was so innocent from Sweeney Todd and so young. I feel like he'd be like, no, it wasn't me. Or Skiff, again, from Thomas and Friends, because he's a boat, and why would a boat commit a crime?
Which character would be the best karaoke partner?
Perfect karaoke partner of characters that I have played would be Vecna, because he sounds like Tom Waits, and I would get Vecna to sing a Tom Waits song and maybe do a duet with me, kind of sort of Tom Jones-esque, Tom Jones Catatonia style duet. And my karaoke song is anything by Frank Sinatra, but I haven't gone for karaoke for years. You've reminded me I should go and sing some karaoke. I'm 37. I like tea.
Which character would you like to swap places with for the day?
I played Mick Jagger in in a Sky thing called Urban Myths. It was a long time ago. I would just like to be Mick Jagger for a day. That would be great.
Which character would you want on your football team?
I wouldn't want any character that I played to be on a football team. Apart from actually, do you know what? That's a lie. I was fortunate enough to play Joe, the football coach, in Bend It Like Beckham on stage, which is at the Phoenix Theatre, which is where the Stranger Things show is on. Granted though, I can't play football for shit. Just letting everyone know that.
Which character would give the best breakup advice?
None of my characters would give any good breakup advice. They're all so full of pain.